Hey friends, this is Angela from Art of Creation Homestead. You're in the kitchen with me again, and today I'm showing you a good way to use up lots of eggs. Today I am showing you how to make homemade, very vanilla gelato. Now, I know you see this in my KitchenAid, and you're thinking, what is she doing? Well, this is the way gelato is made, but you don't have to use a KitchenAid. You can use a regular hand mixer, but as I've told you before, my hand mixer is shot. It originally had 6 speeds, now it has maybe 1.5 speeds. So until I get a new one, the KitchenAid is my best friend. Which, it makes life a lot easier anyways. So in this bowl, we have 7 egg yolks. Not the whites, just the egg yolks. And to this, we are adding 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. Now you want to mix this until it's pale in color and thick, which takes about 2 minutes. And while this is going, I will tell you the difference between American ice cream and Italian gelato. Okay, American ice cream is mostly made with heavy cream. That's why you get that. Now, not the cheap stuff, the good stuff is made with mostly heavy cream. That's why you get that mouth coating feel when you're eating it. Gelato, on the other hand, is made mostly with whole milk. So it evaporates in your mouth quicker. It's a little more refreshing, not as much mouth coating, but extremely creamy because of this process of how you make it. Okay, now you can see it's pale in color and very thick. See how it's falling in ribbons and holding its shape? This is exactly how you want it. This is part of what gives gelato that creamy mouthfeel even with less cream. Set this aside. If you are using a KitchenAid, you will come back to this. If you are using a hand mixer, you will go ahead, take out your beaters or your whip, and go ahead and go over to the stove and start the next step. Okay, so in the sauce pot, we have 2.5 cups of whole milk. Yes, you want whole milk. I'm sorry if you don't normally keep whole milk in your house, but you want whole milk for this. It will not turn out right with 2% and definitely not skim. You need whole milk for this. And we also have 1/2 cup of heavy cream and a pinch of salt. Now, like I've said, you hear those ratios. That's totally different than American ice cream. With American ice cream, you may have 2 cups of heavy cream and 1 cup of milk or something like that. You will have far more cream than milk. So now you want to heat this up over medium heat. I'm using a heavy bottom sauce pot. If your sauce pot isn't so heavy bottom, you may want to turn that a little lower. And you want to heat this up just until you start seeing tiny, tiny bubbles around the edges of your pot. That's when you know it'll be heated enough. Then I'll show you what you do next. Okay, you probably can't see them on camera, but little light bubbles are starting to form like around the edges of the pot. That's how you know it's hot enough. Now let's go over and I'll show you what we would do next. Okay, now with our mixer running on low, I hope you can still hear me, we are going to add about 1/4 of this milk mixture slowly into our egg mixture to temper it. You want to add it very slowly. If you are doing this by hand, you will want to be whisking this the whole time that you are adding the milk mixture. What you are doing right now, you are tempering your eggs. That way they don't curdle when you add them to your milk mixture. Because otherwise, you will have scrambled eggs in your gelato. And we are not making scrambled egg gelato today. And I don't think that would be a good thing either. I know they make a lot of flavors of gelato, but I don't think scrambled egg is one of them. So now, this is reached the temperature of the milk. So now we are safe to that egg mixture back into your milk mixture with no problems, with no curdling. So now with a whisk, we are going to add our mixture back into it. Again, stirring the whole time. You do not want to not stir it. Now, you want to scrape your bowl, get all that in there. You don't want to miss any of that egg yolks and sugar mixture, because that is part of what's going to make your gelato so good and so creamy. Now you've got this rich base. Now we are going to take this back over to the stove and we're going to start heating it up. And we are going to turn this on about medium heat if you have a heavy bottom sauce pot. If not, you want to turn it on about medium low. And you want to keep this moving and whisking it. And I'm going to end up switching to my silicone spatula. You are going to keep going till it's nice and thick. But when it coats the back of your spoon, then you know that it's thick enough and it's ready to go. That could take anywhere from 2 to 7 minutes, just to be honest. See, mine is already coating really well, so mine's not going to take that long. It all depends on how thick you whip your egg yolks and sugar mixture. If you whip it kind of thick like mine was, then it's going to take a lot less time to get it nice and thick. And also it depends on how hot you heat your milk and cream too. And as you can see, it's already getting nice and thick in just a matter of maybe 2 minutes. Probably not even 2 minutes. Mine's already getting nice and thick. That also could have to do with the fact of fresh egg yolks. Fresh egg yolks make all the difference in ice cream bases rather than store-bought. But if all you can get is store-bought, don't let that stop you from making this. It's going to be delicious no matter what. You may not get as much of a yellow color or anything like that, but you will still get a great end product. And see, when you trace it on the back of there, see, it's not running back together. See, we'll do it again. See, it's not running back together, so that's how you know it's thick enough. This only took me about 2 minutes. Okay, now that we've got this all nice and thick, we are going to add our vanilla because, like I said, this is very vanilla. So, our first vanilla, we are adding 2 vanillas. Our first vanilla is this. It is vanilla bean paste. It has your vanilla beans in it without the expense of a vanilla bean. And it also adds a really good flavor. I am doing 1 tablespoon of this. I will leave a link in the description below to this vanilla bean paste. This is my favorite brand. It's a little cheaper and also it just has amazing flavor. So I will leave a link in the description below to it. You may be able to find it in your local grocery store, but I found it online. So I will give you the link to where I found it online. Now, the next one is 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Give or take a little. Because as you guys know, I don't measure vanilla. So now we are going to stir all of that vanilla in. And you will actually get to see vanilla beans in it without the expense of pure vanilla bean. And now, as you can see, that is just beautiful. It is nice and thick. It's just beautiful. So now we are going to take this and pour it into something with a spout, preferably. I'm going to pour mine into my large measuring cup because it has a good spout on it. And as you can see, it's not all going to fit. So what you want to do is you want to put a piece of plastic wrap down right on the surface. You want it to touch the top of your gelato base because otherwise it's going to form a film and you don't want that film on top. Now you want to place this in your freezer. Now you can put it in your refrigerator overnight, but if you're like me and impatient and want your gelato quickly, then you want to put this in the freezer for 1 to 2 hours until it's nice and ice cold. You want it not starting to freeze, but ice cold. I'll be back and show you what you do next. Okay, now our gelato base is nice and chilled. It's been 2 hours and it's nice and icy cold. You can see those, hopefully you can see those vanilla bean specks in there, and it smells amazing. Now we're gonna load it into the ice cream maker. Okay, this is my ice cream maker. This is a Cuisinart. It is my favorite ice cream maker. You don't have to have ice and salt for this. You just freeze this core. This core right here just stays in my freezer all the time, especially in the summer. That way I have it ready to make ice cream anytime I want to make ice cream or gelato. Now with these, you go ahead and switch it on. And as you can hear, it's not real noisy at all. It gets a little noisier as the ice cream gets done. You slowly pour it in to your maker. This is why I told you to put this in something that has a spout, because it makes it much easier. Now, you're going to spin this according to your manufacturer's directions. It depends on how long yours takes. Mine takes about 20 minutes or so. And then I'll show you what we do next. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Now our gelato is done. And look at this. This is gloriousness right here. Look at that. It is absolutely beautiful. Now you want to get this in the freezer because gelato melts quicker because it's milk, mostly milk instead of cream. So it melts much quicker. What I do is I load it into these throwaway pint containers. Helps with portion control. And also that way I can make a lot and we can just put it in the freezer. And see, you can write on the lids. See, I wrote very vanilla gelato. And I just load it up into these containers. This helps with portion control. It's hard to be portion controlled with ice cream or gelato. So this helps a lot. Me and Jason will share one of these. And because we have so many eggs right now, I can make a ton of gelato or ice cream and just have it stored in these little pints in the freezer. Now I will leave a link in the description below for these containers. I will also leave a link for the vanilla bean paste and for the ice cream maker. Now as you can see, these are nice and full pints. This made pretty much a quart of gelato. And I'm gonna put these in the freezer, let them fully set up, and then Jason will taste them for you.
Look at that beautiful, beautiful bite of ice cream or gelato, I should say. Looking forward to trying it. Mmm. Well, very good. And cold. Very good and cold, but it's so good. Stinking wonderful. Very tasty bite of gelato. Nice, vanilla-y, just so good. Like, you should try that. It's such a wonderful vanilla. Essentially ice cream, but gelato, right? So tasty, so delicious. Angela K did an amazing job again. As always, what do you expect, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That's Smart One. Her name is Angela K, and this is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.